Hey, what's slicing everybody? Chris back with CAC Knives, here with a very exciting, heavily customized knife today. Before we get started, if you guys don't care, hit that thumbs up button if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. It means everything to me. And that's one of the biggest reasons I keep doing this, to share what I love with all of you guys. And this one today is incredibly exciting. Here we have EDC, which is new Breed EDC. Very cool box design. This is the Clydesdale. This knife was kind of influenced by the knife community. They helped design it. It's OEM'd by Kubi, so you know already that action is going to be fantastic. The blade still is 14C28N, which is, you know, kind of a budget steel, better budget steel, but not too bad. The base model of the knife is a little over $100. And at least in the first run anyways, there was 400. I'm not 100% sure about a second run. I think a second run was done or is being done, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The rest of it you can't really pay attention to because it's going to be very different in here. We got a microfiber cloth, we got a thank you, some extra hardware, and a very unique sticker there. Now, this knife was customized by way of knife and EDC Gearhouse, so I'm sure by that you already know this thing's going to be wild, considering they did my rat knife, right? Boom. Look at this. Now, some of you watching this first thought might be gas station that don't know what this knife is. This is not a gas station knife. Okay? That is a new thing called sticker ano. That way of knife and EDC Gearhouse, to my knowledge, are the only people that do this. Okay? This thing is wild. That is not gas station level. That's titanium. Anodized titanium with an image on it. That is absolutely crazy. You can kind of see some of the colors swaying in the light there. Venom is one of my favorite Marvel characters. I always wanted a Venom knife. I just didn't know how I wanted it done. I kind of just let them take free reins with it, and this was the result. The only request I had was add some purple, because I didn't just want it to be a black and white knife. And man, they did more than that. They also added some original comic book strip pieces here on the left and the right. How they did that, I have absolutely no idea. It must be engraved on there, would be my guess, because that's what it feels like. How they did the sticker ano, I have no idea. And on the other side, we have a little Venom face with some splatter anodizing here. Again, that kind of sticker ano stuff, I'm guessing, is what's going on here. And they washed, I don't know what you want to call this. This is like a washed finish on the blade. And then they left the clip black. And then in there, it's kind of hard to see, but they added a little cameo. Can you see it? You are a loser, Eddie. It's just nice little touches like that that really bring this knife together. Now, the knife itself is relatively unchanged besides the blade finish. So we will be able to review this knife as if it came straight from the factory, which is great. And we're going to review it based on the original price of $120, I believe, is what you can buy it. And yeah, now this knife was OEM'd by Kubi. Kubi is one of the top dogs in the knife manufacturing business, in my opinion. Their fit and finish is superb. Their prices are spot on. Their action is always great. And yeah, I have absolutely no problem with Kubey OEMing their knives. I would argue to say that Kubey is one of the top 5 Chinese knife makers. They do not get the attention that they deserve, especially for what they're doing at the price points that they're doing it. And yeah, I completely agree having Kubey be your OEM. And they probably saved a little money that way, which is how they were able to keep this price down on this knife by having Kubey do it, because Kubey charges less. So, excuse me. So yeah, but what do we have going on here? We have titanium on both sides, which is very obvious, I'd say. Let's go ahead and get that paper back out. We have titanium on both sides. We have a 14C 20N blade with a hollow grind. The blade finish has obviously changed. We have a titanium pocket clip, titanium back spacer there. We have multiple means of deployment that all work very well. They function well, which is great. Considering the designer and Kubey had to make a profit, $120 is not too bad. If we're going to compare this to things like Arcane Design and companies like that, what are some other ones here that I can't think off the top of my head? Vero knives and things like that. They just slapped an M390 blade on this knife and upped the price to about $350, which I think that's crazy that they charge that much. I mean, I completely understand that they have to make profit as well as their OEMs have to make profits, but man, $350 for M390 and titanium is just not cutting it these days. I would much rather have 14C 28N with an equally as good fit and finish with full titanium for $120. You could have 3 of these knives for one of those other ones. And that to me is just crazy. I think those knives need to drop at least $100 down to $250. So everybody can still get a decent profit and you still have the premium materials. But let's keep going over this knife. They did very much so mill out the inside of this knife to reduce the weight. It's a very good weight for its size. Has a very unique sound to it. You can hear that kind of clanking noise. Has good spots for you to choke up, as well as if you really want to get down on some fine cuts, that's what that little spot's for. Like I said, everything about this knife was influenced by the knife community. It is running on bearings, and I honestly see no problem with this knife. I have no complaints, no issues. I think this knife is done perfect. I think this knife is a complete 10 out of 10. I have not seen any problems with it. If anyone else owns this knife, they could let me know if their knife has had problems, but man, it's just made even more beautiful by that Venom finish on it. Way of Knife and EDC Gearhouse have really outdone themselves. Let me show you the other one in my collection that they have done, which is my zombie themed Rat 2. And they did a graveyard finish on here with the multiple tone on the blade, the carving of the spine. They just, man, I'll tell you what, those guys up in Michigan, I might be an Ohio State fan, but they can do some good work on knives, as you can tell. Let's get some size comparisons up here. As you can see, it is a little bit larger than average, because the Rat 2 is definitely an average sized knife. The Elementum as well, a little bit larger than the Elementum. So we're looking at a little bit of a step up, which I honestly agree with. A little bit of a step up is okay. There's more cutting edge here. It's a little bit more of a handle to grab. It's bring out the more premium QSP Penguin in my collection. That one was done by Blades We Love. There is reviews and detailed showing all of these knives. If you look in past videos. Then we are going to also bring out the Spyderco Tenacious here, my very heavily customized one. As you can see, I don't really do basic with my knives. I don't really do basic on this channel. If you like heavy customizations on knives, this is the place to be. We're going to bring out my prize in my collection today, since we got a premium knife out on the table. My Mini Crossroads by Kirby and Lambert. And then we'll go ahead and bring back out that Kubi as well. So as you can see, it's not really in the ballpark of a larger knife. I'd say the Kubi is a larger knife. It's about the size of the Mini Crossroads. They're pretty much the same size, actually. Which is slightly above average. Which is never a bad thing, I suppose. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. This thing is amazing. If you want something like this done, I know it's hard for them to completely replicate looks, because the second one may not come out as good as the first, and I know that's always a worry for them. But if you want them to do something like this, definitely get a hold of them. And maybe even let them know that you saw it on my channel. Get my name out there a little bit. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. At 500 subscribers, I will be doing a knife giveaway. If you guys stick around, you can be a part of that. That will be my first one ever. I'm right on the edge of hitting 430, so we're slowly creeping up there. The year is going by insanely fast, and I can't believe it's halfway through May already. But with that, enjoy your weekend, guys, and I will see you in the next one.